Hello! This is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful central Illinois. And today I want to address not a question, but a subject. And this is a subject touched upon in many questions I've gotten over the years, as well as many comments. And it's actually something that is fairly important, although something people almost never think about. And that is language, particularly pronunciation and the use of language. And the thing that I want to say about this is that all languages exist within a continuum. There is not one right way to speak any given language, although there may be a preferred way, but not really a right way. All languages have multiple dialects and many different ways of pronouncing each of those dialects, which gives a tremendous variety to any language, and you can see this very clearly by looking at modern English. Is there a preferred way to speak modern English? Well, there is the received pronunciation, but really not that many people use that. And it certainly is not something that is used in most English-speaking parts of the world as one's daily pronunciation. Actually, you'll see many, many different variations in different places where English is spoken, and you'll see that English is spoken very differently in different parts of Britain, different parts of the United States, and different parts of Australia, South Africa, Canada, etc. Each of these places has many different accents, and some of them have many different dialects. And of course, an accent is how you pronounce the words. A dialect is what the words are and how you use them. They both vary extensively in this language that I am speaking. Now, if you add time into this equation as well, the variations mount. If you look back at Shakespearean English, which is considered modern English, it's drastically different from what we speak today. And this is because of time. It's not that it was particularly unusual then. It's how many people spoke, although his writing probably was more flowery than the ordinary person, but all of the words would have been considered proper. Go back to the time of Chaucer, and most people couldn't even understand the language, but it's still English. And frankly, that's not a lot of time as languages go. Now, if we look at some of the languages that we use in paganism, such as Egyptian or Latin or Greek, and you can fill in many other languages as well, this same thing obtains. There was not just one way to speak or pronounce these languages. There were many different ones. And in most cases, we can't speak with authority to any of them because there are no living speakers of the language as it was then. So we reconstruct them as best we can, but that doesn't make it an absolute pronunciation. Now, go back to time and think about Egyptian. How long was the Egyptian language spoken? Thousands of years. If English has changed so much since Shakespeare, think how much Egyptian changed. If there's so much difference between the way that people from the southern United States speak versus the northern United States, consider what it was like for people from Upper Egypt versus Lower Egypt. We're told from contemporary sources that they could not always understand each other. So when you're looking at these different words and these different names and these different ways of speaking, do not think there is just one way to do it. And certainly there are more accepted ways, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're right, nor is there necessarily only one accepted way. So if you've read a pronunciation in a book somewhere, that really isn't enough to go on. It gives you enough to work with, but don't think that you suddenly know everything about that language. There's, in every case, much more to learn. So, I hope that gives you something to think about and maybe helps you in dealing with the different god names that you may encounter, different terminology, etc. And until next time, may you blessed be.